KOCOM installation and demonstration model KCV 350. First you check the monitor and the camera. You can see the bracket behind the monitor. You start by checking the positioning of the monitor. Drill the holes. Get the screws and connect the camera to the wall. You tighten the screws. Then you pass the cable. You can use an 8-core cable, an RJ45 UTP cable, or a 2-pair cable for this installation. After you've passed the wire, you cut the cable of the monitor and you trim all cables to connect them to the monitor. After you bring the monitor and prepare to connect the wires. Connect B1 of monitor to B of camera, Y of monitor to Y of camera, R of monitor to R of camera, and W of monitor to W of camera. Make sure you connect them one after each other. The B, Y, R, W means the plus, the minus, the audio and the video. The B means the plus, the Y means the minus, the R means the audio, and the W means the video. You have to connect these in parallel to the camera. And the installation of the monitor is ready. After you get the camera, you take the bracket off, check the positioning, drill the holes as appropriate, get the screws and tighten them to the bracket to the wall. After tightened the screws, pick the cable of the camera, cut it, make sure you have the wires long enough to fit in the screws of the camera panel, and trim all cables long as needed. You will have the wires like it is seen in the video. You have the screws in the camera and you have to connect them one by one. You have to use the same as in the monitor. The B of the monitor to B of the camera, the Y of the monitor to Y of the camera, the R of the monitor to R of the camera, and the W of the monitor to W of the camera. In the same sequence you have used in the monitor. As you can see, you have written on the camera, there is B, the Y, the R, and the W. You can put them in parallel to the wires coming from the monitor. Make sure you have screws all tightened. The other two wires of the camera, in this case, they are used to open the lock. So you will connect them to the lock switch. After you put the camera in place, you have a small screw provided in the box, and you tighten the camera to the bracket with the screw from the hole underneath the bracket. So as you can see, the installation of the system is ready. KOCOM demonstration model KCV 350. The visitor comes, rings the bell. The attendant can answer with the middle bottom button. He can talk with the visitor and open the door by the right button at the top. After communicating, you can switch off the screen by the big bottom button. You can check who is outside with the left button, top, and communicate with the big button. There is the switch at the left hand side, the black switch to power off the monitor and on, and you have the other switches on the right hand side, which is contrast, brightness, call, volume, adjustments.